What is good, spectacular people? This is SFC Spectacular. Back on this mic to rock your body, right? On another Friday night with the streamers Bartender. What a delight. Yes, corny jokes and all. We have him here. Never fear. SFC Spectacular. Yes, he's here. So what is up? What is it doing? I want to talk to you about a couple of things tonight, bro. There's a couple of things, not maybe too many. Maybe some hard hitting. Some not as much. So I'll go over what's on the docket for tonight. Right? So, let me see. First up, we have... Oh, here we go. First up, I want to talk about the viewership. And this didn't start off being my main topic. But I thought about it more and more as the day went on. And I just thought about the viewership. And I'm always kind of thinking about the viewership of social media in general. I'm probably going to dare say tonight or tomorrow time, go look up maybe some pieces on social media and its effect on people. Maybe I find some official studies, maybe I don't know. But anyway, I find it really compelling. And so that's what I'm going to lead with. Next up, let me see what we got here. My history with Nintendo, because it's gonna be a Nintendo heavy stream tonight, because the Nintendo Direct was yesterday, I believe. Yeah, yesterday. I was streaming, so I totally missed it. I wanted to watch it live, but I probably wouldn't have streamed it either because Nintendo's so sensitive. Which is another thing I need to talk about with Nintendo. Console news, Xbox and PS5. I talked about. Well, not this week, but I wanted to talk about the Nintendo Direct. Why Nintendo is a weak gaming company. Maybe weak is a strong word, but I'm gonna go with that now. Then I want to talk to you as far as the PC news, SSD prices, Switch OLED, a closer look, because I really haven't deeply dove into the Switch OLED myself. So once again, Nintendo heavy episode. Man, jump at the chance to do more Nintendo. The future of console gaming looks bleak. We were talking about video topics of the week. Shortages still persist. Gaming ideas are dry, and new consoles must have blah blah blah. I got that stuff for you covered later on. So let's try to roll through this, man. First off, what I really want to talk about is the difficulty of, and not in a nagging, bitching way, but I want to speak about it maybe a little bit objectively, of making content, right? I remember, and a lot of people probably remember, back when content creation was didn't even have that name. You were just making videos, right? Maybe you were on YouTube and it was your favorite thing to do and watch back in 2006, 7 when it just was first coming up. And I really had no idea what YouTube was per se at that time. So I didn't have a lot of interaction with YouTube until I think it was late 2007 or early 2007 when I was getting ready to go to Iraq the first time. And I was in the office. We were doing a mock office. And I think it was my turn at guard duty that night. And I just was looking at Dragon Ball Z up and down. I couldn't believe, at that time, everything that was new really kind of marvels you when you're an old person. Well, when it's new at the time, I should say. So, I'm sitting there watching Dragon Ball Z, all types of anime. I can't remember everything, but Dragon Ball Z stands out. But anyway, and before I knew it, morning came. Well, let's flip the switch. Who we in 2021? That was 2007, 2021. You'd hope you could just still post, just fun videos, nice videos people interested in, and a lot of people do. But this has become a competition, and kind of like most people try to escape from their job by making a YouTube channel, correct? Most people say, well, a lot of people say, I'm quitting. I want to be a full-time content creator, blah, 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 yakety schmackety. So most people run away from the job that get into, that get into social media or content creation. But I think what we after a while of grinding, what we really, I don't know if you see it or not, it's a lot of work. And even for whether you're successful or not, meaning whether you've got 100 followers or 2,000 followers, it's a lot of work. But nobody, I thought about this today, and I've thought about it before, but really I concentrated. Nobody really thinks it's all that bad. People kind of, I don't want to say sell your soul, but give your soul to content creation willingly in the hopes that, oh well, you know, I'll get fame and fortune and whatever. So I think we all, even I fell into that on my other channel, SFC Spectacular. Go check it out if you get a chance. But I fell into that trap of, hey man, how do I get bigger? How do I get better? And I was out of the wrong page. I was out of the love of content creation for a while. So that's what kind of happened to me for a while, admittedly. And I made a video. I did a live stream about that a couple of weeks back. Surprisingly, a lot of people watched that. Anyway, but the content creation is just, it's mentally taxing. It takes your time. And in some cases, it's been known to separate families. So I guess what I'm really saying is this what you really want? It didn't start out this way, not in 2007, but here we are now, grinding it out, trying to see what's the next video I can make money with, and what's the next video I can get fame, or maybe we're judging ourselves by, oh man, I didn't get enough attention. Like, I will personally tell you this: I'm thick-skinned. I consider myself thick-skinned. I consider myself hardcore, blah blah blah. But it is debilitating to know that maybe you put in 5 to 10 hours on a video, right? Or maybe more. Maybe you're working on a video all week. See, that's the thing. We need. But anyway, let me not interrupt myself. You've been working 5 to 10 hours. You put the video up, it airs, and then man, that bastard got like 15 views, 2 views, really. And then we start to measure ourselves by that. We start to say, well, damn, man, am I really that good? Now, I can say this by seeing the impressions, and we talked about this yesterday, right? SEO. If you new here and you missed that, you can go back and watch my live stream yesterday where I talked about posting YouTube and content videos just in general. But when you think about that, you're on a rat race again. So my whole message now is this: this is not unlike a regular job, is it? Where you might go to your employer, I mean, let's say you work at Foot Locker, just an example. Not picking on anybody that works at Foot Locker, because hey, we love sneakers, right? But you go to Foot Locker and you work 5 days a week. You sweat, you toil, any job where you count the hours, right? You're like, oh man, I can wait till 5 o'clock. Oh fuck, 5 o'clock. And you get out of there and you go do what you want to do. Well, let's flip that in comparison, contrast, or whatever to content creation. You spend that 5 hours, you spend that 10 hours making that video. And I would venture to say, even if it hits hard, let's say you make I like even plateau would be maybe 5 to 10,000 views, right? So, and I say even because somebody who has 2 views on average would love 5 to 10,000, and somebody who's up high would kind of be like, oh, 5 to 10,000, that's their 2 view equivalent. Maybe it's not enough for them. So, to the middle ground is what I'm speaking to. So a lot of people get frustrated. Why can't I get more? Why can't I get more? But you put in all that time and the effort. Isn't it like a job? Is it not unlike the guy that? And then most people will answer, yes, it is. I don't know whether it's for the benefit of them feeling bad or just trying to quantify their efforts, but factually, objectively speaking, I should say, not factually. Objectively speaking, it's not unlike a 9-to-5 job, even if you're successful at that job. Let's take a CEO of a company. On the outside, I can't speak for Jeff Bezos or any other millionaire, but maybe it seems like they're happy. But we can't. Now, Bill Gates recently got, and I did a video on that, which I took down. Bill Gates recently got divorced. Is that happiness? He's a millionaire and couldn't keep his head. But that brings another line of question: is marriage happiness? And I'm not going to that right now. But I would say this. That brings in another whole line of questioning right there. You know, what is happiness? What are we working for? What are we working towards? Is content creation what we always thought it would be, or is it different now? And I venture to say it's a lot different. I saw a video just before I logged on, and I pull it up on screen. Bizarre, gentlemen, nevertheless entertaining. And it was crazy to hear his story. I give a lot of videos chance. I love looking at other people's videos, man. I've said that time and time again. I venture to say that most people, maybe they can't be creative because, and this is a thought I've recently had, maybe they can't be creative because they're so caught up in their own endeavors. Let me elaborate. I'm watching the video. Well, I'm making videos. I'm making videos. Go back to the prospect I just gave you. I'm making videos. But and I'm not talking about me, but in general, other people. But I never go to anybody else's page and watch anything. I'm trapped in a bubble. I've noticed that a lot of, and here's the video I was talking about. YouTube is dying and why I'm probably leaving. I'll leave that up just for, oh God, he fucking commercial. That's another thing. Ever since we, like monetization, I'm not going to that right now. I'll get off track if I do that. But you put in a lot of effort. You work. You do what you got to do. And I really want to stress this part. Whether you're successful or not, whether you're a Mr. Beast or you just Joe Blow with 5 views, what do we? And I'm gonna leave this up here because this guy was real good. He saw YouTube is dying. Why I'm probably leaving Pierre XO. And this video didn't lead to this topic. I don't want you to think that, but I found it, and I was gonna make a comment in this video, say, man, this video kind of found me or something. But I found it's really, really weird that I found it right before I logged in. And I'm telling you, like right before. Matter of fact, this is part of the reason I was late starting the stream because I was watching this video. Oh man! But anyway, it's a good video. It's a good video. I'm gonna put it back up right there. And his name, wait, let me see. His name is channel name is Pierre XO. Pierre XO. I just found him today. And like I'm go back to what I was saying earlier. I try to give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt, or I watch their videos and give it a chance. And it's mostly because I'm always curious. I think that's the best thing about YouTube, and it's always been the best thing about YouTube. The individual creators and their stories they tell with the content they make. The more and more, and this is part of what I'm speaking to. It's becoming a corporation. YouTube is a corporation. Instagram is a corporation. Gone are the days. Twitch is a corporation. Gone are the days when the website and it happened so quickly for most of these sites. When one guy made it and called the shots. If you can remember a little site called MySpace, that was owned by a guy named Tom. I really looked at a video on Tom maybe about a year ago, and it was interesting to hear his story on how MySpace came about. But he sold it pretty quick, and I think Cash Out was the name of the game. Hey man, I made something, boom, 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 and he was pretty smart because MySpace went down after he sold it. But in the case of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg still hitting it strong, but he makes sure he publicly traded and still is the head of it. But it's because it's corporate structure, got to meet some corporate standards. I don't feel like I even with my newfound, I found tags and I'm doing SEO and all that stuff, which it's just a lot better. But I would say this: I still have my suspicions of each site, each web's webpage. I didn't drop those suspicions. I didn't stop thinking that maybe these places have influence on how you and I get views. They decide who might get popular. Well, not decide, but they sway you to who they want to see as popular, who they want to see as making it, what's trending. I mean, the front page still is what they deem it to be. Even if a video found you and it's just the algorithm pointed out, it's still what they want it to be. And I think that's quite evident in a number of ways because they've changed it over the years. Here, Instagram, most timelines, and they've done it to keep things fresh, number one, but for other reasons. To evolve, to make it more efficient, to grab your attention. At the heart, any of these platforms, and I don't fault them for this, is to keep your attention as long as they can. And if my content isn't doing that, hey, I'm not mad. But I've also said I'm not also a starving artist. You know, I'm not hurting for money, and I'm not doing this because it's a lifelong dream. Because when I was a kid, my lifelong dream, I thought I would be an artist. That's what I thought. I knew good and damn well. I was like, man, I'm gonna be an artist. Comic books, because it's all. I mean, that's all I did, and that's coming up in that. I'm trying to get that video together for you guys. That was gonna be another thing I talk about SFC Spectacular channel, man. But yeah. But the overall thing, because I want to get into something else, is just content creation. And I don't want to be a downer in this. I really don't. And I'm a downer a lot, but I don't want to be a downer. I want to be really as objective and present like logical thoughts on this as I can. There's something about content creation that's going downhill. And I say that in not because of the creators, but more so the audience. I think the audience expects almost every video to be, this thought, just think. How can I describe it? All levels of spectacular. Like every video should be, and then you start getting measured by that. Like, I had a banger this week. Oh well. SOC Spectacular ain't hitting like it used to. This next one was corny as hell. And then you start thinking, why am I stressing myself out for this? That's what you really start thinking. You start thinking, I'm doing this. In my particular case, why am I doing this? But what keeps most people driving on is the what we talked about earlier. The thought of that fame, the thought of that money. I've got to do this. I got to be successful. And I would dare say some people tell themselves that this has been their lifelong dream. But let's be honest, man. How long has social media been around in its present form? Probably about 2005, 2006. And I remember what it was beforehand. It was just a bunch of IMs and websites and all shit. Nothing really linked together. There was no true effort to link everything. Everybody was in competition. You had Excite, if you remember that website, Yahoo, AOL, Messenger, and everybody was just trying to get you invested and build something. Now, almost every platform's aim is the same. Whatever they focus on, whether it's video, picture, quotes, text. Hey, how can we keep this guy or gal on this site as long as we can? And if you, the content creator, got that ability to entertain people, then hey man, shit, we gotta invest in this. If it's overwhelming, I don't give what your color is or as long as your message aligns with the site, because they do have a message or an image, they'll boost you. That is my thought. If you speak to what people really want to hear, and the guy said in this video, when you do what YouTube wants and your viewers, you get rewarded. That stood out of my head. You get rewarded. What's that reward? Well, we all crave those views and that recognition for a job well done on your video. And it wouldn't hurt to hand me a couple of pesos. While you're at it, right? Something else stood out in my mind when I watched his videos. Do not be boring. Do not be boring, he said. So I'm gonna bring up a film booth, and then we're gonna move into our next topic. I want to just look at that a little bit. So next topic is my history with Nintendo, and I'll talk about it in a second. But let's bring up film booth real quick. I'm gonna open up a separate window for that because I still want to keep that guy up for a second. Man, I will tell you myself today. It's like, and it's a crutch, and that's why I'm mumbling here, but I'm really trying to get this right. I would like the people that watch me to know this. Yes, it's not a lifelong dream, but this is also a form of what I accepted this as being the artist part. I don't draw anymore. I don't make stories like that anymore. But this is now the medium I use to be an artist. That's how I view it. So when I say I'm not starving this and that and third, because quite frankly, I got money, so I think that's what drives you forward. That would makes you not only money, but the need to survive. How do I eat tomorrow? What am I sleeping? Where am I paying my Oh man, only choice now is to make some bomb. If I'm a content creator, I gotta make this bomb ass video now. You're gonna have a safety net, so it drives you. As it should. I believe it should. But let's find. It's really gonna be hard to find that one video. Here we go, film booth. I really want to find what he said, because I watched so many videos, they just melded together. Don't do these. Don't ignore these. I'm gonna have to guess, right? I'm gonna have to guess, because he covered a lot sometimes. Don't be boring. Don't be boring. Gotcha. Oh, let's keep that muted. Good thing we got it muted. Let's get over to the game room so we can watch this video together, right? Skip.
But could have just told you how to measure the height of something. Instead, he jumps off of a cliff to show you. Zach and Jay could make videos about yachts using photos.
So this is Film Booth. This is the channel I keep mentioning. This guy is very good. I can't recommend him enough. If you're lost, you bewildered, even if your channel is new or old, come watch this guy, Film Booth.
Instead, they knocked on the doors of yachts in London to go further. These top creators don't just try to make interesting content, they go to war with boring. And the first weapon they pull out in battle is to show, not tell.
Anyone can just say something, but taking the message of your video and finding a way to show it creatively to prove your point is what makes content really special. And that's what Eric Floberg did when he made this video.
Now, he could have stood there and ranted about how YouTubers always talk about how their kit doesn't matter when it comes to making videos, even though they use tons of it to make their own. The rant could have lasted 15 minutes, but instead he made this, and in 43 seconds proved his point in an entertaining way, simply saying,
"What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about why gear doesn't matter."
That 60-second video got 1.2 million views.
You don't want to just show, that can still be boring. And that's why drying paint is very exciting. You see, you want to go to the next level and find a really creative and interesting way to make your point like those guys do.
So here's an example of what I mean. Corridor Crew, a visual effects channel, didn't just show their viewers how to remake a scene from the 1980s Tron film on their computer, they set a challenge to remake the entire scene in a day. 24 hours for two guys to remake a video that would have taken a team weeks.
So not only do you learn how they did it as part of the story,
You are literally pulled into the story with them and are willing them on. And what makes this approach of a storytelling challenge even better is it had stakes. The stakes being the time limit that they had set themselves.
and stakes create tension in content, and that makes video more thrilling, more entertaining, and it slaps boredom around the face. But that's hard to do, isn't it? And yeah, you're right, it is. But hard is good. It's an opportunity for you because most people just won't go through these lengths to make sure their content isn't boring.
So if you want to rise to this challenge, then the first thing you need to do, start by planning your video as normal. In bullet points like this is fine. Get down all of the information you want to get across in your video and then put it into an order. Now, whatever you do, don't make this. You've got to bolt on another round of work here. This is the creativity round. And this is where you're going to focus only on finding ways to make sure every point you want to make can be made in a more creative way than just talking about it. You can keep it simple to start, and that might just be by using B-roll to help show what you are talking about. It might be by telling a story that proves a point, or it might be by working out a metaphor you can use to help with every point that you want to make.
This is all about the planning and ensuring that
You make every second count. Make every second as interesting as you possibly can. Let's look at Casey Neistat as an example here.
Make every second as interesting.
You make every second count. Make every
And that's, I think one of my problems now is I'm reading into that. Some people do it effortlessly, and I can. I've done it before, but now all of this has opened up my mind to another level. So, but I'm gonna keep going.
every second as interesting as you possibly can. Let's look at Casey Neistat as an example here. Casey always shows. Here he is reviewing a GoPro, not just talking about it, but flying down a water slide to prove his point. That's interesting. Then suddenly he flies down a street in New York on a boosted board, not just talking to you on camera, but everyone around him. Because, let's face it, walking is boring, so if you can make that more interesting, why wouldn't you?
Now I don't have one of those fancy boards, but I do have a bike, so let's see if this makes the video more interesting. Safety first. What if you don't have a bike or live anywhere fancy or nothing interesting ever happens to you?
Well, sometimes you have to fight dirty in war, so you make it up. I mean, I didn't just crash, of course not. But I needed to do something big to make my point stand out, to make you pay more attention, and to make my content less boring. All it needed was just a few different camera angles, some editing, a few sound effects, and this story became more interesting. But at the same time, I also used this little white lie to prove a point and educate you.
Now this just isn't about lying here, but exaggerating the way that you get your information across.
Act out scenarios to help make that information more digestible and more interesting for your viewers. And then, and this is crucial,
You have to let go of the information that you think is important in your videos and establish if it's really important to your
And I
viewers.
said that
is
yesterday.
really hard distinguishing
I said that yesterday. It is hard. That's very hard for me to what I like versus what the viewer will like. What I want to let go. I mean, what I want to keep versus let go.
Between the two.
Editing is the last chance you have to make sure every second counts. Is every piece of information that you present something that delivers on the title and adds value to your content? Because if it's not, you've got to get rid of it.
When I sit with creators and work on their content with them, it's pretty common that a 12-minute video should have actually been 6 or 8 minutes long. And there's 4 minutes of information in there that's just getting in the way. So forget this whole crazy make longer videos for the sake of watch time.
Nearly every video that David Dobrik makes is 4 minutes 21. The video I showed you earlier was under 1 minute. Logan Paul's videos are very short because it's not your job to make longer videos.
It's your job to make your videos so good your viewers want more. And this video here is going to help you do just that.
I thought it was gonna be the video where he says when you do YouTube once, you get rewarded. But he did it. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch all his videos just to find that. But excellent channel, man. Find him, watch him. All right, back to the talk. Put my music back on. All right. I don't know, man. But that's my take on one last thing. I've been kind of mulling it around lately that there's this thing where content creation is kind of, I don't know, how can I put it? It's like a sinister, like if you were going down the drain, it's bringing you down, you know. I still got faith in the whole thing. I'm just looking at this kind of, it's hard being positive about this, but I think it's painful to see the really talented people get passed over. But then again, so many people making so much stuff, but mostly in the hopes of more money. Moving right along. Let's move on to my history with Nintendo. I want to put this in the video format. I didn't really just talk about it live, but I got so much stuff I'm looking over here, bro. But my history of Nintendo, I think my first, and it's sitting right there. But that first Nintendo was given to me by my dad. All right, didn't get much from him, didn't see him much, no fault on him. I used to be mad at him, but I let that go a while back. But back to that. That got me into, but I didn't get me into gaming, but that will solidify me as, I guess, a gamer, right? Before that time, I had played ColecoVision, Atari, and passing. Maybe I'd have been at my cousin's house. Maybe one of the schools I went to had got a couple of them in, you know, because back then that was state of the art. You get a little Atari system. You mean? Oh man, it seems so laughable now, but it was state of the art back then, bro. I keep thinking about that one Family Guy who keeps clicking that old guy clicks it like, this blew our mind back in 19. But yeah, man, that was the feeling back then when you saw an Atari, when you walked into like a school and you're like, holy shit. I remember, side story, I told this story before. I remember going to Iraq the first time, right? And we went to something called the what was that place called? The MWR, like morale, welfare, MWR, recreation, MWR. So you go there to get stuff, you know, that boost your morale, you know, or you go there to hang out, right? But in this particular case, we went there, me and like 3 soldiers, went there to get some equipment. And I didn't know what was equipment was because I was just sent down to collect it, bring it back. And among the equipment was like 2 Xboxes, and I was like, wow, they really giving soldiers, like, I'm a sergeant right now. I'm a sergeant first class at the time, or getting ready to be. I was staff sergeant. And I'm thinking about, because I've been in the Army a long time. And they said, "Oh man, he's like, I'm thinking to myself, man, they giving jokers Xboxes now. When I first came in the Army, you hadn't have you better not have a Sony Walkman in your backpack. You better not be only thing you bring to the field for fun, or going to when you went to the forest for fun was cards, man. You better bring playing cards and some stories. Well, let them catch some electronics, but hey, old man story, right? But anyway, but go back to that story. I was just astonished that they gave me. The times changed, man. Give these motherfuckers that. Like, wow. But I guess that's the least you could do for somebody you about to send off to get explode shot at, bro. Back to my history with Nintendo. Yeah, so Nintendo Entertainment System was our first system. Got it from my dad. I don't have the original. I wish I did. cartridge where I had the version with Mario, Duck Hunt, and Track and Field. I had a little Track and Field pad, everything. Me and my sister and brother used to play on it. But I, for the life of me, can't remember. I really couldn't. I can't begin where to think to try to track down that pad and where it went. Even if it was just for the satisfaction of knowing, I can't even think about. Like when I left for the United States Army in 19, because that's when my story, first night in the Army is when I finally get it done. I left. It was like whatever, bro. I didn't really say like you guys can have all this shit, but I felt like yeah, I can have this shit. Not really though. I'm coming back for my shit. So among those things I left, I had to leave my Nintendo. I didn't bring it with me. I know I didn't bring it with me, but I left some of that shit back there. Thankfully, nobody threw it away. Excuse me. My little brother hung on to some of it for me. Some of it he didn't, whatever. So I'm fortunate to still have the original Nintendo, the original Super Nintendo. And by the time I finished basic training, by the time I got to my first duty station, which was Fort Wainwright, Alaska, I think 2 years later, 1997, 1995, 96 time frame, I think the Sony PlayStation came out, the first one. And that first one still is in here too. Right here behind me. You can't see it, but it's right here. I don't want to pull all this stuff up here. The original Sony PlayStation sits right here. Right? And the games sitting above it, some of them. Now these I didn't get to my daughter. These are my favorite games I didn't get to my daughter. Like, bro, let me see what I got. I gave her like most, like shit, 90. Whew, what I got? If I had to calculate it, I gave her like 96, 97% of my collection that I had. That was physical media. So I still got this bad boy, which I wish technically I could fire up my PlayStation 1, which I can. I'm pretty sure I can find some equipment and stream it, right? And I could stream this right here. That would be awesome. That's why who was I asking the other night? Somebody was Eraser. I think he was streaming a Nintendo. He told me about some equipment. The first, but I have this digital. I think I have this digital. I think I have it at least on PlayStation digitally. This is the first Street Fighter Alpha. This is the third Street Fighter Alpha. I didn't get the part 2 because it's useless. Why get part 2 when you can get this? And they got all the characters in. Playing some of these games, I thought I played Street Fighter Alpha on that Street Fighter collection, and I was like, man, this is not as good as I remember it being. So sometimes nostalgia blinds you. Here is my this part fell back there, but here's Soul Blade. Here, I used to love this game. The first Dead or Alive. This, besides the titty jiggling physics, the way they presented the fighting in this game was different from everything back then. It was like a rock paper scissors system, the whole fight. And it was smooth. It was easy to do the combos in Tekken. So I ended up liking it more than Tekken at first. But then, you know, Tekken is just so smooth. Here's the game. Soul Blade. Soul Calibur. Soul Blade. And then they started calling it Soul Calibur. In the arcade, it was called Soul Edge. Then when it came, for whatever reason, when it came to Saturn and to Saturn, I believe Saturn, they called it on that. But it came to Saturn and PlayStation, they called it Soul Blade, and then after that, Soul Calibur. It's been called Soul Calibur ever since. Just like I mentioned to a lot of people, NBA Live wasn't always called NBA Live. People only associate NBA Live, like when they tell a history, they start from NBA Live 1995, and they were like, oh, that was it. The NBA Live had its roots way back deeper than that, fam. NBA Live roots go back to a game called the Lakers versus the Celtics in the NBA playoffs. And I remember that game very fondly because shit, bro. Hey, man, for some of us, I'm gonna say video games saved my life, but it kept me out of trouble. Put it that way. Video games gave me shit. That'll never fit back in there, bro. I'm done. But video games kept me out of trouble. It entertained me, and like books. Although books were good, and I did read a lot of books, but you kind of had to read books back in the day because you didn't have all the social media shit. But although video games were great and they kept me out of trouble, they were easier than reading a book or watching a movie. They were interactive. That's why I like video games. You get involved. You get told a story and you get to get involved in the story. Whether the character is supposed to look like you, whether the character is already a well-loved character that you know and love or not, you get to control the adventure, right? That's what I loved about it. And back then, there was nobody better than Nintendo. Nobody better at making video games in 1989 till about 97 maybe. 96 until from about 1985 to about 1996. Let's give them 10 years. 85 to 95. Nintendo was dominant. You Sega maybe could juxtapose for that position. Like Sega was giving them a run for their money, and in some cases beating them, right? But nobody could doubt that Nintendo wasn't bombing shit. Now, after the Super Nintendo, who's this? What's up, Kiva? How you doing, girl? Yo, I don't play games really, but I gotta come through for a minute. Hey, I'm just telling my story about, like, I already went over what I'm doing. Like just in case you don't know, right? I don't know if you looked at it. I go live now. I try to keep my live appearances scheduled. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? That's when I try to do it. I say try because I got real life stuff to do. And I just been talking about social media, and then I just walked into, my life with Nintendo. That's what I'm doing right now. But I appreciate you being here, damn typo. I appreciate you being here, girl. I would say this to you. You know what I thought for the longest, and I'm going outside. I got my notes here so I don't forget what I'm doing. So I'm good, right? But I'm going off to the side here just to talk about. I thought for sure that you had somebody working with you back in the day when I saw your channel, because your channel was so and I don't want anybody, because I know somebody gonna watch this later and be like, yeah, she's a woman. Nah, I didn't got anything to do that, because I know a lot of dudes, too many dudes whose channel is shit, so it had nothing to do with that. But your channel was so well organized and so well done back then. I was like, man, my first thought was how she get more viewers, and then I thought, well, maybe her Instagram, the stuff you do, I thought the stuff on Instagram was holding you back. But what I'm trying to say is, when I first read across your channel, I was pretty sure he was working with somebody. And then when you weren't, and when I found you weren't, I don't like to offer my services to people. I'm really, when I see good advice and good stuff, I'm kind of pushy sometimes, but I don't like to push myself on to somebody too much. So I was like, I'm not gonna bother her. She seems like she got it, and pretty much you did have it. But I like my videos to be so well formatted that my problem now is I'm really reading into something that used to be easy. So to go back to here, to my streaming schedule here, I stream here for a couple of reasons, right? I still like streaming because I like talking and people like hearing me talk. Blah, blah, blah. So I think I'm decent at streaming, but paired with my video making skills, that's why I came here to this channel and say, let me just do some stuff, right? So I talk about different stuff here. That's why I was talking about my schedule. And so today is Friday, right? I used to, on the streamer's Bartender, it used to be dedicated, because I was still on Twitch. It used to be dedicated to talking about streaming, giving tips, giving this, giving that. So what I'm trying to know, I struggle through it alone, but I listen to tips. Hey, girl, I trust me. I've been making these videos since 2013, right? I'm gonna show you my first video too. I'm just not show you the video, but I'm gonna show you the date on it. But yeah, I thought you was working with somebody. I said, man, this girl's got it together, right? Because I know you told me, oh, your videos well formatted. There's a lot of stuff I took on my own and did on my own, like you said, to formulate I don't want to say, because I don't even know if I have a style. Every video is something different in my mind. And the fun, like, that's why we say I'm a digital media artist, because I do go to school for it. But no longer am I pen to paper anymore, mostly because my hands hurt. But now I think about how can I edit something to tell you a story. And sometimes I'm just, like right now I'm reading into the shit. With that new video I keep talking about, I'm so reading into it. And I'm not afraid to talk about it, because I know a lot of people have problems with this. I'm so into reading into it. My problem is not getting the ideas. It's like, God, how do I present this in the best possible manner? Because it's something I was speaking to earlier in this stream before you got here. I think the competition is so high, and the audience is so well educated on techniques. Man, it is getting hard to keep people's attention. But I love your streaming and your editing of your videos. Hey, I appreciate it. Here's the thing. I think my message is a lot. I know a lot of my problems already. Like, as far as the videos go, the people that like them love them. Meaning, if they love my crass, dark, whatever humor, they just eat it all up. But for a lot of people, it's like, ew. Like when they see, like I know you probably can identify this on Instagram. Once people see one thing they don't like, hey, they gone, fam. They getting as far away from you as they can, bro. Let's say they watched 10 of your videos, and they found that one video. I'm like, MC Light, this motherfucker. They gone, bro. I found this out like a couple of months ago, like really hard fact. I want to say it doesn't matter, but really, you can't make content as freely as you used to. This is going back to my earlier topic before you got here. But when you say, hey, I love your streaming, I love your editing, I don't stream on my other channel because right now I'm still in this channel, SFC Spectacular. If you want to check it out, please feel free. But I'm not streaming there like I said yesterday for a couple of reasons. But one of those reasons is I don't really know where I want, and I never thought I'd be thinking like that. That main channel has never, it's existed forever, right? And it's never crossed my mind. What do I do next? Until now. It's never crossed my mind in those low many years. 10 years ago, it says this video was made. So this video's date is November 28th, 2010. Actually older than that, right? Or coming up on it. Well, it's older than that. It's older than that. It's gonna come up on like 11 years right now. This is my first year. This is my first actual video I made with the intentions of I'm a YouTuber, right? So the date on this video is January 1st, and I did it on purpose. January 1st, 2013. So that's when I intended. This is the first video I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be a YouTuber. I'm a blah 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 blah, right? And I had a plan. And you know what? The plan mostly worked. And you know the snafu I ran into, and I'm not blaming this man anymore. I used to blame him. And I mentioned the other day was Logan Paul. When Logan Paul did that thing at that I don't know if who's watching can remember. When he did that thing at that cemetery, kind of blew the wind out my sails when YouTube changed things. It really took the wind out of my sails because I ended up taking that whole year off. I don't think I made many. I think it was 2017. Let me research it. When did Logan Paul do that? Let me look, because that took the wind out of my sails. And I'm going somewhere with this. Logan Paul cemetery. Terry. Japan. Goddamn. All right, here we go. So this was in January. Look, January 2nd, 2018. So let's go backwards, right? Let's go backwards. I'm trying to find, man, boy, I'm telling you, I'm trying to find that little moment where it was like, I'm gonna match that with my videos, right here. It was probably called The Fallback. Let's see. This is my last video right here. This is my last few videos, right? I said, get to know me, why I started, and then there was a video called The Fallback, right? Now, I don't know if that video still existed, because I'll tell you, I got so delete happy last month. I probably deleted the video, but I don't think I did. I think it's still there, but I'm gonna show you the video, and that video probably matches up with the Logan Paul thing. Let me see if I can find it real quick to you. I just want to match it up. But how you doing today, man? I didn't even ask you that yet. Hope you're having a good day. I'm so glad you passed by. It's always nice to talk to you, especially because like a fellow content creator, you get to talk about some other stuff, right? You know, that's another reason I created Streamers Bartender, because over there on Twitch, most people used to come there. So it was created with the intention of just we was talking shit about content creation. We was straight up like, fuck this shit. It was a place to come, because other than that, like, and if you think about it now, most streams you go to, it's like this mystery niceness vibe. You know what I mean? Like, you're not allowed to say nothing naughty in a live stream. So what I did was I took that and flipped it, and I said, well, Streamers Bartender, I'm a bartender. I pretend like I was a bartender. You can come and tell me all your troubles, and we can get down and dirty, nasty as you want. Tell me what, and it was working. It was working. So I brought it over to YouTube, and I had to change it because it really wasn't the business. I was trying to educate people, and then Anyway, let's go. So we are 2016, 17. Here it is right here. So June, oh really? I fell back off before that. June 27th, 2017. It was called The Fallback. And that's when I was like, man, I don't know how I really feel about da-da-da. That was my video, like, I don't know how I feel about this shit. And then I posted this video, the descent kind of happened to me, right? I was like, oh shit, man, black woman with baby slapped by gay man, fuck it, whatever, I posted. And that motherfucker took off, and I was like, oh well. So then I did this one, a cartoon. I hadn't done a cartoon in so long, right? But I did it for class. And I whipped it up and I did it, and boom, right? Then another class for class video. Then boom, this is February 2018. This is after they took away the monetization, right? I didn't make another, look, see? February 17th, 2018, that was for class. I didn't make another video until May 24th, 2019. It took me over a year. It took me like over a year to get the strength, the will, to get motivated to say, let me do this again. I would, man, that partnership thing. And you know what's funny thing? I wasn't even making that much money. That's what really made me laugh. After I get over, you know, sometimes you got that initial big baby phase you go through. And after I got over that big baby phase, I started laughing like, motherfucker, you didn't even make that much money. What the fuck are you? And then I saw another video by some dude that was like, if you can't get 1,000 subs, you ain't. And I was like, he right though. 1,000. I mean, if you really try, you can get 1,000 subs. Now you might not like the length it take, but you can get 1,000 subs. Some people do it in a month. Some people do that shit in a year. You can do it. But I've been sick the last 3 days, but I'm feeling better. I'm glad to hear you feeling better. I remember you mentioning that though too. Did that delay your content creation stuff, or did you work through it? Because my earlier point too in this video was like, to keep it simple, content creation now is not unlike having a regular job, what we would call a regular 9 to 5. My example was, I think I used Foot Locker as an example, but the guy at Foot Locker works. I've said this in a Twitter post too. The guy at Foot Locker might work 8 hours. You might work 8 hours on editing, filming, whatever. He make more money than you. Now, not everybody, but he might make money. He won't make more money than you in that day though. He gonna definitely make more money than you that day. You don't make your money until you put the video out, and then next month you reap the rewards, assuming the video is good enough. So my point was, this content creation. Now, let me bring it full circle back to why I talked about SFC Spectacular page, this page, right? Because this page was always my vision, right? I started with this page, right? But now, the prospect of overthinking and something that was once simple is kind of like, wow, if I really want something to hit hard, and looking at what's already out there, the stuff that I really examined, I'm like, man, I got a lot of work to do. So it's kind of overwhelming me right now. The quality, I'm always interested in upping the quality. Now, I don't stream there. A couple of reasons, like I said. I think streaming, I don't view streaming as, how can I put this? This is an experience, right? Much like a show. Like you buy, this is a perfect analogy. You buy a CD, an MP3, whatever the fuck you want to call it, by the artist, right? Or you stream your favorite. Fuck this shit. I'm so old. But let's say album. You buy an artist's album, right? You buy an artist's album, right? You feel like you own the music. You can listen to that one track back and forth. You just, oh yeah, all the, right? But then you don't own it no more. These days, that's not you. Like a live stream was the concert. You know what I mean? The live stream used to go to the concert. Like, I can't own the concert moment, right? James Brown on the stage. I got James Brown. I got that feeling. What's the new person? Fetty Wap. I don't know these new motherfuckers. Goddamn it! Are you all kids, bro? Who's a new motherfucker, man? Who? I can't think of not one new artist that saved my life. XX Oh, he did. Oh God. Little Yachi. I don't know, man. Pick a goddamn artist. What I'm saying to you is this: the live stream, this right here, is the live performance. I gotta give you my all on live. I gotta give it to you right now. This is hard. It's hard to win somebody over. Like, you don't know me, so why the fuck would you come watch me live, right? That's the real question. But if you do like me and I get big enough, then everybody, I'll be a draw. The videos, my VODs, are like having a collection of my greatest hits. That's how I view it. So, and with that being said, I kind of always put more into like a VOD type video than a live stream. Always. And until recently, when I started to leave, when I left Mixer, I was formulating, well, actually, that's not true. When I got back on Twitch after that little content hiatus I talked to you about, once I got back on Twitch, that was my modus operandi. I was not just gonna play video games. Even if you go way back and look, matter of fact, I can prove it to you on my on SFC Spectacular channel. Because I have a clip from when I I'm not gonna say I changed the landscape, I didn't. But in the circle I ran in, there was nobody doing the stuff I was doing. It just wasn't. Just like when I got to Instagram, there was nobody doing the shit I was doing either. And that I can't pat myself on the back, because I do believe I changed a lot of things on Instagram. Myself, Pettyland, J Obama, man, a lot of content creators that don't even make content no more on Instagram. Like, meme makers don't even get enough credit, but I'm not gonna go that road. Back to this. Let's go back to let's go to SFC Spectacular. I'm gonna show you what because I saved these videos for this purpose, right? I always like to, like, that's another thing about videos. I like to go back and look at them. And it's like, damn, oh shit, crazy. Look. And this is one of them. This is like 2 years ago. This is March 27th, 2019, when I went back to Twitch. Then I went to Mixer, then I came back to Twitch, and now I'm here. But this is a stream from then, when I was talking about, I was just talking. Hour and 48 minutes is this, just talking, bro. Not playing no video games. On Twitch at the time, only popular people were doing that. Only like like small streamers weren't doing this shit. They just weren't. I know for a fact they weren't 2 years ago. Yes, I still would be mad about losing my monetization. I'm sorry, I need to catch up. Yes, the videos I uploaded yesterday were scheduled, or I would have had nothing. And that's a good thing about YouTube too. You can schedule some shit like that. Like live yesterday, I scheduled a video. I'm good Fridays, like taking a day off, kinda. You know, look at it. I can't think of one either. Damn. Hey. What game is this, man? This chatterback 5000, boss. Welcome to the stream. This thing is now boss tackler. That's another thing. That's one of the first things people started copying when I went to Twitch, right? And now I'm kind of getting derailed because I was supposed to be talking about Nintendo, but that's okay, right? We're here to talk. When I first got there, I was going to people's chat room, and in my mind, this is what I started doing. I say, man, it's kind of boring to say hi to people, right? It's kind of boring. It just, like, I didn't want a boring entry. I wanted my introduction to be memorable, and it became memorable with, hey, this chat room is now spectacular. So much so that every time I said that, whoever the streamer was, it grabbed their attention. Sometimes the people in the room would be like, oh my God. Like there was this guy named Spectacular something, Pooh or something, and he was one of the chat rooms. It's always been spectacular. Hey, look here, player. I know. I guess it was spectacular, but you didn't say that when you came in the room, right? I did. And then man, it was people like, hey, this room is this. I go to other people's chat room. Hey, this is they come in the chat room. This is that. They trying to develop new things. Hey, it's all good, baby. I got you, man. Let me say, I can't. What game I already just said? Swear, because you know how much I fought against going live. It takes more work to me. Yes, and then made IG. You ain't lying. Yep. But let me say this to you. To go back to what you just said, fighting to go live, I didn't like it either. I went back when Twitch, I don't know, maybe because of where, like, my age and where I came from, right? To dream of getting paid for video games, let me shut this down. I talked about that earlier. But to say I dreamed of getting paid for video games, you, as a kid in the 90s, you would think it'd be nice. But how? It wasn't like, in my mind, how the fuck would you, unless the only way to get paid for video, it wasn't even that, because there wasn't no professional video game players back then. It was like tournaments, and yeah, you won prizes, but there was no way to envision that. So when it did come about, I'm still under the mind frame of old people from before me. You know, the people that used to see you play video games that were like your parents or grandparents. Hey, you gonna play that damn video game, rot your brain. So my mind was still locked into that. Like when I saw Twitch, I'm like, wow. It kind of blew my mind two ways. People really paying to watch these people play video games? What the fuck? And the second way it blew my mind was, wow, people really getting paid to play video games. That shit crazy. But for the longest time, my mind was like, wow. It was the other one. Ugh, like disgust. So when you say, yeah, it took me a while too. Not because I'm bad at being on camera. It's my mindset has always been playing a video game. Like that's what drove me to not just do it. That's what drove me to say, hey, if I'm gonna do this, I need to do something original. I'm not saying I didn't, because when I was on YouTube streaming a long time before this, I was just playing video games too. But I was man, I said this before in another stream. I was buck wild. I was unfiltered, girl. Like it was crazy. You know what I mean? The way I used to stream was hey, I told myself after that I would never say the N-word, because you don't hear me say it. I don't say the N-word on stream anymore. But back then, all bets off the motherfucking table, girl. What's up? Hello, I can't add you on mobile. I know that shit's weak. YouTube need to fix that shit. What's up, Spaghetti? Without a doubt, the story why I have issues watching info videos, they bore me. Hey, bro, look here. That's on you. That's on you, bro. Love you to death, but that's on you. I've always been an acquirer of knowledge. That's probably one of my problems, though. Why I'm so random in it. I've always been an acquirer of knowledge, so I don't have a problem looking at, especially a video. I keep saying this, and I think Kiva, and ma'am, you are a very graceful woman, so your age is wisdom to me, all right? So I don't want you to be like, ah. And I know you could take a joke too, but I think for people like me and Kiva, it's just like that old shit was like that old shit. Like, how can I put this? If you had to pick up, like, let's say you came home one day, right? And your parents said, hey, pick up shit off the floor. Well, we got a carpet. Can we just vacuum? No, pick it up with your hand. You'd be like, what the fuck? But after a while, you get used to picking it up with your hands. Now, after years of picking it up with your hands, you're allowed to use a vacuum cleaner. Oh, shit. Love the vacuum cleaner, right? Love the vacuum cleaner. But vacuum cleaner break down. What do you think the first thing you do? You probably go back to picking shit up with your hands. So when you train to do that old shit, the new shit don't bother you. So let's bring it back to what you said. Does it bore you to watch videos? I would venture to say, sir, that you live in an era, and this is part of my conversation earlier. You live in an era where everything's so readily accessible, you take it for granted. I don't know that you've ever written a book report with just a book and pen and pencil and paper. I don't know if you've ever done that. I don't know, but brother, that shit's fucked up. If you've ever done that, boss probably did it. If you went to school in the 90s, in the early 2000s, probably 2002, bro, if you had to do a book report back then, I don't know about you, Spidey. I'm just saying, let's take a 15-year-old kid right now. If he had a time machine and you sent that motherfucker back to 1990, that motherfucker would have a mental conniption. Hey, Alexa, define the word conniption. Listen to what she said.
Connection is usually defined as the act or state of connecting, joining, linking.
Alexa, stop listening. Alexa, define conniption. Sorry. She is so unreliable. Alexa, define the word conniption. This makes for a good bit, though.
Connection is usually defined as the act or state of
Hey, look, Alexa.
joining.
Alexa, shut the fuck up, okay? Stop. That's hilarious. That's a hilarious bit, though. Somebody stole that from me, too. Do you know that? Let me say they didn't steal it from me. Somebody else, like, a lot of people use Alexa, right? But my thing was using Alexa to ask her shit about my stream. People, let me get out of it. Anyway, back to what I'm saying, though. Conniption. They would have a mental conniption. Because you know why? The shit you had to do back then, brother. Woo! When I hear people say, I don't want to put together my computer. Bro, you know how, I'm not going to say this was easy. But this, right, putting this together? Holy shit, bro. If you had to do that in 1990, now then I'd be like, oh God, no! Because I seen the parts from those computers. This is like, when you assemble a PC, and I'm just going off a sidetrack to prove something. When you assemble a PC right now, that shit's like boop, 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 boop. Thank you. Matter of fact, that's the good thing about it. It's like building a console. It's expensive, but it's like building a console you could take apart anytime. And matter of fact, here we go again, because I watch a lot of YouTube. Let me show you, I'm not going to show you the whole video, but I'm going to show you a video that you can watch that is a very good example of why the fuck you should build your own PC. And at first I watched it, I was like 35 minutes. You ever felt like that? Holy shit, this is a long ass video. But I did it. I watched the whole Super Eye Patch Wolf. I'm gonna show you this video, and his videos are very good, so you probably won't get bored. If you find Super Eye Patch Wolf, right? This video right here. Buying a PC with Dell, my journey into hell. Watch this video. Please, if you watch this video because it's more than just computer, right? He'll tell you a good ass story. He'll give you a more like, watch this video, bro. And I sat there the whole time trying to answer the questions like he was getting it to. Watch the video. It's a good video. All his videos are great. I love this dude's channel. This dude's channel, man. Like, that's what kind of fucks my head up, man. Like I was talking about earlier. To try to do this level of work is mind-boggling. And he's a humble guy. He's a very humble guy listening to his videos, I could tell. Like, you like wrestling, Spaghetti? Here's a good one. Villains in the making. Villains in wrestling. Making people hate you. That was a fucking... Man, that video... Like, it's 36 minutes long, right? But by the end, I was like, whoa, I signed up for this? But in a good way. In a good way. He flipped it. He flipped everything. Another good video... The Bizarre World of Fake Physics, Faith Healers. Another one. The one that he has one about martial arts. Where is it at? The Bizarre World of Fake Martial Arts. Yo, bro. Very few times have I said a video has like changed my whole mental perception on shit. Bro, I have a wealthy respect for martial arts, right? I watched this and after I watched this video, I was like, oh shit, man. You ever had one of those moments of, I've been lied to? The reality is breaking. Like, that was that video. I was like, I thought I knew martial arts, and I watched that video. I was like, oh fuck, man, bro. I can't recommend this man's channel enough. Find this man's channel. Watch some of his videos. But back to what we're talking about. Okay? Like, I like to get sidetracked, right? Let me get back to it. So, I'm on mobile too. I'm just at the ad. It's a sign. You know, I still think that YouTube needs to fix that though. YouTube is gradually I like to give people credit. YouTube is gradually working its way to being a better streaming platform. As far as technical, you know what I mean, prowess. As far as how you interface and how you, because they don't have true emotes yet or subs and shit, but they're coming along. Probably gonna get there. So let me see what else. The biggest mistake on the internet is Reddit becoming bigger than Yahoo Ask. I guess. I tried to get into Reddit like last year. Couldn't do it, bro. I'm hanging in there. Just got a new iPhone. Oh yeah, you did say you was gonna do that. You did say so is that gonna be your new camera? What are you doing with that? Alexa drunk, man. Alexa, man. Hey, Alexa, stop listening. She just gone. My wife did not like Alexa at first for some reason. I thought she was serious, but she low-key she really didn't like Alexa at first. She really didn't. But yeah, that was a bit I did on Twitch. I don't know. Some of y'all might, the people that follow me on Twitch remember it. I'd be ready to fight Alexa. Hey, she crazy. But I would rather use her than Siri. Siri has never worked for me. Siri, bruh, oh my god. That motherfucker has never ever met and I don't bother. Facts about Reddit, LOL. Off topic, where do you get your music from? I like the song playing. I can hit you up with that. And that's something I was gonna ask you before I got sidetracked too. I'm not gonna say, well, let me force myself. I'm gonna be Kiva's self-appointed coach, but I tell you what, Kiva, if this go back to me saying, I think Shorty has some. If you need some advice, whatever, hey, hit me up, girl. You've always been entertaining, helpful. You listen. It's always been a pleasure with you. You know, it's funny because I kind of see you as kind of like me. You present differently on different platforms, and I like that. Like on Instagram, when I saw you, I was like, this girl raunchy. Like at first, I admire female prowess in the fact that the way sometimes they handle men. You know what I mean? But to me, it's always been a man's job to be like, fuck you, bitch. But they don't do that, right? And I think women want that. But anyway, back to that. So on Instagram, when I saw Kiva, I was like, this girl, she out there. You'd have to see her pages. And you're the only female. No, that's not true. It's one other female. But you're one of the only 2 females I know that page got deleted repeatedly because of memes. Most chicks got deleted because they were showing titties or whatever. But memes, not really, you know. So it was crazy. And I always thought, like, man, this chick must be wild as blah, 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 blah. But then I saw your YouTube videos. I was like, man, this motherfucker is. Like, it was like, okay, let me put this way. And I know you gonna know what I'm talking about when I say this. You ever been watching your mom talk on the phone, and then like it be your auntie, and she be like, girl, motherfucker, this, and then hold on, girl, somebody calling me. Hello, this is Mrs. Johnson's residence. How are you? And she flipped like that. Like on Instagram, you girl, but on YouTube you was Miss Johnson. I was like, Miss Johnson, oh girl. So let me sit up straight in my chair when I'm talking to Miss Johnson. I like that though. Let me see, off topic, where did you get the music? My music, what I did, answer in a quick form there, and because I think Spaghetti might have asked me this too. There is, matter of fact, let me do it like this. What you do is, I do with a lot of stuff, is royalty free, boom, music. Let me go to the big screen so you see it. Royalty free music, boom. So here's a couple of channels right here, and what I do is and I said this on the stream before, I take the time when I'm not streaming, when I'm here at this place and I'm not making a video. If I'm currently not active making a video, excuse me, and my wife is not here, I research. And for the longest, when I was going to Twitch to make my stream better, this is part of that research. I said, man, I need some copyright music, bro. There's no way in hell I used to pay a producer back in the day, waste of money. But that's a short version to that story. But I said, you know what? I understand copyright, I understood all that stuff. So what I did was I know that somewhere on YouTube this shit gotta exist. Now, in that the guy I showed you last night, the Patty, whatever his name, Patty Galloway talks to you about a paid service. I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying for no service for free music. So what I did, way before that though, is come here. I came to here and I just listened to the songs. Let me pause this. I'm gonna pause the music I got playing, right? So now this is a lot of technical shit too. I did it all on my own. Wait till the commercial, because you'll get flagged for a commercial in your live stream. You will get flagged for a commercial in a live stream. And I just did this. And I listen. I skip forward. And if I like it, you know what I do? I take it. I get on my Mac though. You can do it other ways, but I get on my Mac. I go download the song, the video that just exists, because I got a program that still exists on my Mac, because I used to have one on my phone. Shut it down. Man, that thing came in so handy. But I steal these videos and I strip the sound out and I make it into an audio file in my editing program. That's another good thing about editing people don't think about in the editing program. You can do that. You can do all types of shit with editing program people don't think about. You could take all the music you want from YouTube and strip that bitch and have it for free. You probably ain't know that. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Some people probably don't think about that. I don't encourage it, but you could do it. Let me say again, I don't encourage it, but you could do that. But here we go. So I just listen to the tracks, right? I go through them, I listen to them, and whatever I like, I do what I just told you. And then what I do is I put them on my data stick. I put them on a data stick. I take it from the Mac. I put it in my PC. Boop, boop. And also, here's a video player. This video player has been working ever since I started doing music in OBS. This is called VLC Media Player. I wasn't even supposed to be getting into this. Well, it is fine. It is Streamers Bartender, so I guess I could talk about shit. Because Thursday is when I usually talk about this shit. You know what I mean? That's the day I designated as talking about stream. But I'm always willing to answer some questions. Well, not on Saturday. Saturday is just video games. So if you must have an answer to a question on Saturday during the stream, I answer it. But That's video game day. But here we go. So I feed him into here, and I make a playlist on this thing, on VLC Media Player. That's how I control my music, and it works real well with OBS. You don't have to plug shit in. It's easy once you find out. So if you need some help from me, man, hey, I'm glad. I'd like to see your channel grow more than what it already is. Let me see. Off topic, I already got that. It's like those 1 hour long shows. I avoid them. Filming a vlog on it now, but learning I am just bad at creating a story when nothing is happening. I said this earlier, and I'm gonna propose this to be your problem. You don't watch enough of other people's content. That's why you lost on content creation. Meaning, you lost on the technicalities, you lost on storytelling, you lost on being creative. You think that because I can't think of anything in this certain format, I just can't do it, and you shut down. That's not the way to do it. What you got to think about is this. Think about what is entertaining. For you like, let's say you know your audience, right? What is entertaining to these people? What, like, this is easy for me. Now, my problem, I said earlier, is getting what I want to do now in such visual splendor that it'll go viral. That's what so that's why it's taking me a while. That's why I'm thinking about this. I have the ability. I have the time. I got to meld the two together to make. That's why I'm taking so long myself. But your problem is you overthinking it because you think, well, I can't do shit. You said that nothing's happening, bro. There's shit happening all the time, bro. Go to the front page of YouTube. I'd say that about a lot of people. A lot of people, even if they're not professional, like if I'm not a guy that's trying to make content, right? I'm just fucking around. I mean, I'm truly just throwing videos up, right? Hey, I like the gun range and I did that. Hey, I was outside. Those people watch other people's content and see what's going on. Now, they might not apply it to the videos, but they watch other people's content. When you keep yourself closed off in a bubble, no wonder you ain't gonna have no ideas. You know what I noticed a lot of people on Twitch too, and now in this respect, I don't want to pick on people on Twitch, but I will say this: there's a lot of copycat shit going on Twitch. When one person comes up with an idea, everybody just, man, that's what makes the idea. That's what makes it stale. That's what makes it go away. Like, the turnaround rate on a meme on Instagram is ridiculous, bro. If a meme catches fire, that shit get old in a day probably. It used to take a week or two or a month. Now, but back on track. If I go to the home page, bro, there is a wealth of shit to look at here. There is a wealth of shit you could talk about. Now, you're not a sports fanatic, right? You pretty funny guy. Let's go to Spy80's channel, matter of fact. Here's how I determine what's going on. Let me go to this channel. Now, let me go on the home page. Pop you up. Now, first off, you need to dress this up. You need to fix this page. What I found out, if somebody likes you, this is where they're going to come. They don't go to videos. They don't do this, what I just did. They stay right here. Wherever I hate to say this, but viewership is real lazy. That's why you got to tell them and coax them. Some of them are lazy. Some of them just expect a higher standard from you. I mean, if I'm lying, Kiva, tell me. Some people really come into your stream judging like, this shit ain't to my quality, and that's why they don't stay. And I mean, they use those exact words. This ain't my quality. So what? But anyway, they don't do this. So what you have to work with, this page. This page got to be dressed up. Let me show you what I mean by dressed up, and then I'm gonna move into your other problem, right? Well, let's go to this channel. Let's go to my channel. Now, this is not the best either, but look, since I live stream here, I positioned it so my upcoming live stream is first. What I'm telling you is, I took the time. Popular uploads. That's usually everybody's first row. You can add rows to this. Your shorts are here. Your uploads are here. Matter of fact, this is your front page. You need to put everything you want here that you want people to see when they hit your page. Matter of fact, this is the equivalent of the About Us page on Twitch, just better. About me is way over here. Nobody ventures over here. Very few people venture over here. The people that go here are probably other YouTubers. But here, that's where they're hitting on. So look at yours. Look how bare it is. Like, you gotta start treating YouTube like you treat TikTok. That's really, you gotta start. If you want to be a good YouTuber, you got to get on this bitch, bro. And not just making videos, you gotta watch other videos. I'm pretty sure Kiva will probably tell you too. Like when you dry and you don't know what to talk about, the news is often give you ideas. Like I did a video on about the income tax check shit it was the income tax check. It was the stimulus check. I just did one, but it was a time where I was like, what's popping right now? And I did it. And a lot of people say I like that video, but my problem is I didn't want to. I'm so random. I got to choose a direction. That's my problem. That's one of my many problems. But to speak to you, you don't go watch anybody else's shit, bro. So how you gonna get ideas if you don't watch it? That's all I'm saying. If you don't open your bubble, right, and say, well, let me see what's going on. Hey, this guy does comedy. That guy's doing a vlog. Oh, well, shit, look at this guy. I like what he's talking about. I could talk about that. It could be as simple as that. It could be as simple as that. But on your page, I find that you got vlogs, right? But I think you wrapped up in the vlog itself, if I'm making sense. You probably wrapped up in the vlog itself. And you shouldn't be wrapped up in it. What you should be doing is what can I I'm gonna say make people learn. What can I bring to people's attention today? So let me give you another vlog. Hey, POV, I climbed the mountain, right? When you got to the top of the mountain, that should have been a message. It should have been like, hey guys, finally reached the top of the mountains. I wanted to talk to you about something though now that I'm here. Now that you made it this far in the video and at the top of the mountain, staying fit and staying healthy and getting out of the house is a very important thing. Blah, blah, blah. I took your important message should have been when you got to the top of the mountain. It's a nice little surprise instead of, hey, we made it. Let's go back down. People want the journey and a payoff. I've said this at the beginning of this stream, and I said it for a reason. The reason why views are down, because this is a part of what I'm talking about tonight, and I'll prove it to you. It was a part already what I was talking about tonight. So here we go. Friday show. Low views for everyone. The quality of what people expect is so high these days, man. Let me name a couple of things that make it hard. The quality of what people expect from you. The fact that they can watch the same tips that you watch or have the access to. The standards, they see themselves paying for stuff. So if I give $1 to this guy, sometimes if they give $1 or not, they still be like, he ain't deserving. They hold it over your head. What I'm saying to you now, we are performing in a time now where viewership is just as educated as you on making content. Ask yourself this, do you think the people that go to Alpha Gaming Channel are only content creators? They're genuine fans of Harris that don't even stream, that be like, and they go to your stream and your content like, this doesn't meet, they already know the standard, or they already have an idea of the standard. And when you don't, that's what's making it so hard. That's what's making it so difficult. The bar is like astronomically high, bro. And most people don't even know how to simply edit. And that's what's killing a lot of people off from this thing. That's what's separating a lot of people from content creator to, oh shit, I just go back to work, fam. And what's funny is they got so many apps now. So many apps that will help you just like 2 button pushes and boom, I made a video. That's what's crazy. Really, that would really amazes me. Okay. We're back on track. I was supposed to be talking about Nintendo. But one last thing I want to end it on. Another reason I don't stream on SFC Spectacular, and I said it, I view all my videos. I got this unhealthy thing of viewing my videos as art form, blah, blah. I don't want to clutter it up. It wasn't designed to be cluttered up. So if I stream every day, and I don't, like the way I've expressed to you I feel about streams is, I still don't think that highly of streaming itself, right? It could be great. You could stream for 10 minutes and make an awesome video and leave it up. That's the great thing. You can leave it up as a VOD. You killed 2 birds with 1 stone. You streamed and you made a video. But anyway, the act of streaming, I don't think personally is an equivalent to a VOD, especially on YouTube. I know that for a fact. On YouTube it isn't. So the quality of a VOD, a VOD can reverberate forever. If you do the right video, like take my what's this? Even though I wanted the building of the PC to be the one that took off, but it didn't. The Aurora Flow Cooler video. It's keeping the video used to this day, but it says 16,000. When I made that video, I was like, well, I'm just making this shit. I'm doing an instructional video, and boom, this shit took off. But what I'm saying to you is that video will be probably popular for a long, and it'll be relevant for a long time. versus my live stream where people show up today and next one tomorrow. Next one. So that's why I don't clog. But I also say that to say this. I talk about more than just streaming a video game sometimes here. So I think that kind of evens it out. Now there's nobody I can really ask. I don't think I can over on my SFC channel to say, hey guys, what would you like to hear me stream about over there? So I don't go over there and I don't know. So I don't venture over there. Not to stream this. Not to stream. All right. So let's get back to this. Whew. Oh man. There's a lot more than I was trying to explain. All right. So history with Nintendo. I think I left off on. Oh yeah. It's blowing my mind. That's what I was saying. So Nintendo was ruling most of the mid 80s to the mid 90s, right? Top of the heap. Top of the, let's go back to the thing. Top of the pile, whatever you want to call it. So my history with Nintendo was up to the Super Nintendo. When the Super Nintendo came out, loved it. But I didn't really love it because I was more of a Sega person when I was small. When I was young, I liked Sega and the attitude, and Sonic won me over. I was tired of rescuing the princess, so I was kind of leaning towards Sega for a while. Super Nintendo was objectively, I think everybody. I don't say everybody, but a lot of people knew that Super Nintendo kind of was better than Genesis. That's why Sega was like, "Hey, bringing that CD in that 30." That's why they upped the ante and kept the war going, so-called console war, when they brought new systems out. And Nintendo chilled for a while. A lot of people forget that. Nintendo chilled for a while, like la 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 la, and then they sprung the Nintendo 64. Well, behind the scenes, what we didn't know, they fucked over Sony. I'm just keeping it like that. They messed over Sony and curated the next competitor. So, with that being said, I think I joined the 96 Army. I joined the 96 Army in 1985, 1986. I'm pretty sure. Sony PlayStation came out. I was in between systems. So I think me and my homie was still playing on Super Nintendo. He had an N64, but when we wanted to play a sports game, we played on like the Super Nintendo, right? Or the Sega, whatever. We played. So he got the N64, blah blah blah. I was like, this doesn't really appeal to me. I don't like this shit, man. I don't want, because the N64 also took forever to bring out games, and it was still cartridge based. So then Sony PlayStation came out. I was like, hey, or actually back up. The Saturn came out, and I remember being on leave and going to Electronic Boutique with my brother and thinking this shit way too overpriced. They must be out of their mind. Sega done lost their mind. And then the Sony PlayStation dropped at like $299, I believe it was when it came out. Oh, what? Okay, got that. And hey, rest in peace, Nintendo. That's what it was for me. Once PlayStation came around, it was rest in peace, Nintendo. From then on out, Nintendo for gaming wasn't even a thought process for me anymore. Matter of fact, at one point, my nose was so far turned up at Nintendo, I was like, you motherfuckers playing kiddie shit. I was like that. I was like, kiddie playing, mother. But you know what? I kind of just developed my respect for Nintendo from the point of, hey, they the OGs, man. They really the OGs. That's the company that saved video games. I don't think that's hyperbole to say that if Nintendo hadn't come along, Nintendo video games probably would have died out at least for a while. I'm pretty sure somebody would have tried to bring it back, but at least for a while, video games would have died. So I give them that. I give them credit on that. So that's my history with Nintendo. Sony PlayStation kind of killed my love for Nintendo, and PC kind of did that. It didn't kill my love for PlayStation. PlayStation, I'm like bullshit. If I could just, like, that's why I make all those PC release game exclusives. That's why I make those videos, because low key, I just want them to, hey Sony, if you could put all your games on PC, we still be down, baby. It's like I could play all the games without all the mess. All right, so here we go. So what we got up next? My mom's supposed to be here soon. Console news. Nintendo Direct discussed. So I went through all that to talk about Nintendo Direct. That's why I discussed my history with Nintendo. And I don't know, man. Let me see what my music is. It's probably too loud. Yeah, it is. But yeah, my history with Nintendo is like, so Nintendo Direct. Let's pull that up. I skimmed through it, right? I skimmed through it, so I'm not gonna bring it up on screen because guess what? Your boy not trying to get flagged. But I skimmed through it, and some of the things I saw, and I didn't even take notes. I just kind of remember what I was gonna say. Some of the things I saw, I was like, and other things I saw, I was like, okay. Now I can't remember one particular game during that whole time that made me say, oh shit, maybe I better get a Switch. I don't. Kirby, I really don't want to take a poop on anybody's dream, so I'm gonna leave Kirby alone. But that didn't impress me. I think Bayonetta 3, if anything, which I don't want to get, but it probably held my interest the most, as a lot of people probably did. But by and large, the Nintendo Direct didn't. It's hard for me to watch it, really, to be honest. I gotta be honest with you, because Nintendo doesn't really do anything that today, present day, doesn't do anything to light a fire under my skirt. And that's me. That's just me. I mean, I want to tackle the big point too. A big point. The announcement of the Mario movie. Now, I don't know what type of movie it'll be. Somebody said it'd probably be like Sonic when he jumped out of the video game and came into the real world, and but is that the best you got? Copy and paste. But for me, the cast. Let me pull it up. Cast of Mario movie. Okay, here we go. Not the old one. Not that abomination. Gosh dang it, bro. You know what, man? Y'all can kiss my butt cheeks. There's gotta be something easier than that. Trying to find something easier than that. Cause that is just, oh, here we go. God, no, that's just one thing. I had something earlier too, man. How about if we put new Mario? I put Mew. Here we go. That's all I need right there. So here it is. Chris Pratt as Mario. That left me so speechless. I'm like, why? What is he gonna pretend to say, it's me, I'm Mario, the whole time? Or is he just gonna talk like Chris Pratt? What I don't that's it. That is so boggling for me to think about. I can't picture how they gonna do this. Luigi, Charlie Day. Once again, why? I don't understand those two choices. Popularity. Princess Peach, Anya Taylor-Joy. I don't know who the fuck that is, bro. Anya Taylor-Joy. Let's see who that is, bro. I don't know who the hell that is, bro. I don't know. Probably another little milquetoast white girl who the. Sorry. Let me see. Oh, that chick. Oh, wow. She got big. I think she got big titties. Do she got big titties? Yes, that matters to me. Oh, God. Oh, dear Lord. Look at this lady's chest. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. We got to pray for this woman's chest, man. Hey, somebody put an APB out for me. Somebody need to find this woman's titties, please. Please. Somebody go find this young woman's. Somebody please help me find this young woman's titties. Please. I beg of thee. That's sad. But yeah, her. She's playing Princess Peach. I am at a loss. Wow. I'm sorry. Not really, but I am. This is just it. Looking at her is hilarious for so many reasons. It's so many reasons to laugh at this woman. Wow, man. What the fuck? This lady don't even look real, bro. God damn. I thought she had some titties at first, man. My bad, y'all. Let me take that lady out straight. Anyway, but that's who playing Princess Peach, man. My God, bro. This is just, man. Anyway, Yeah, so that's Princess Peach, yo. Let me see. Jack Black. I don't know if I have a problem with Jack Black being Bowser because I don't know what the fuck Bowser's supposed to sound like, so who cares, right? And that could probably work. Now, I said this in a tweet. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong Jr. As Donkey Kong. I don't think I have any immediate problems with Seth Rogen being Donkey Kong. So much as my question is, what the fuck is Donkey Kong doing in a Mario movie? Oh, they know each other. Hey man, correct me if I'm wrong. If you go back to the history, didn't Donkey Kong and Mario have beef? Didn't Donkey Kong get kidnapped and his son had to come get him from Mario? Maybe Nintendo don't want me to remember. Oh my god, I even Keegan Michael Key is Toad. What? I didn't even see that. Keegan Michael Key is Toad. Boy, y'all don't even give a fuck no more. Y'all don't give a fuck. Cranky Kong. I don't know who this is. I don't know what that is going on there. Kamek? Who is Kamek? Kevin Michael Richardson. Spike. Hey man, whatever. Like that. There's like shit like Nintendo. What you like Nintendo? You didn't learn your lesson the first time, bro. You didn't learn with the original Mario movie, bro. What are we doing? That's my biggest thing. That's kind of the biggest thing I took away from Nintendo Direct. Like, what is like not much dropped my jaw to the floor. They're like, oh, our last Smash character. Well, by goddamn time, because I really don't consider Smash as a fighting game. A lot of people do, but it's so fucking chaotic and it's just, I don't know, man. Somebody have to explain Smash Brothers to me one day or something. One day. But let me see. Nintendo Direct. But yeah, I'm not gonna go too deep in Nintendo. Anyway, let's go down to this. Let's get this over with. So, why Nintendo is a weak game company? Oh man, there's so many reasons why. But let's just say I'm gonna leave it at one. I'm gonna leave it at one phrase. Online communications. A matter of fact, they say it's better to show than to tell. How to chat on Nintendo Switch. Let's see what it takes to chat on the Nintendo Switch. Let's see what the process is. How to message people on Nintendo Switch. How to use the voice chat. Here we go. Let's do this. Let's watch this video. See what we can learn. Let's watch this video real quick. Commercial.
I'm going to show you how to use the in-game voice chat on your Nintendo Switch. So let's go ahead and jump into the video right now. So do you want to know how to use the in-game voice chat on the Nintendo Switch without using your phone as an application?
Oh shit, without?
There are some games that actually support the in-game voice chat without using your phone, which is actually really cool. And behind me is one of those games, Fortnite. But there's also something that's really cool too. I'm using my PlayStation 4 headset for audio and the ability to speak to people in the game right now behind me. And also, you can use just a regular 3.5mm headphone jack to listen and hear people. So I have my Nintendo Switch dock back here on the left-hand side. So to use your headset, all you need to do is take the USB dongle, plug into the USB ports on the side right here, and go ahead and make sure your Nintendo Switch restarts. Otherwise, you won't be able to speak to people or hear people. You'll get the audio right away, but you won't be able to speak to people. So make sure to restart your Nintendo Switch completely. Don't turn it off into like the power mode, sleep mode setting. Completely restart it. However, your headset may or may not be supported on the Nintendo Switch, but it's completely worth a try if you're using an Xbox or a PlayStation 4 headset, or even your PC headset. If you got this USB dongle, plug it in. Try it out, see if it works. So you can use this docked for audio. Also, you can use it undocked. So if you go ahead and take your Nintendo Switch here, then plug in your 3.5mm headset.
I'm trying to be
right
patient.
to the top. Let's see if this is working. Hello guys. Yep, it's working. You can see right on the top that I have the voice chat option to speak to people. So I was able to speak to that person in the game as well as with my PlayStation 4 headset. So I'm just going to demonstrate how easy it is to play it.
So did you?
So I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate that this is indeed working with my PlayStation 4 headset.
So you just
1,
plug
2,
it in.
3, testing. I can't believe this works with a PlayStation 4 headset. That's just insane. So there's certain games that do allow voice chat in game that I know of. Paladin, Smite, Overwatch, DC Universe Online, Fortnite, and I'm sure there's far more games that support the in-game voice chat. Just go ahead and try it out yourself. I believe more of the free-to-play games kind of support it. And let me know down below what games actually do support the voice chat, so other people know as well.
All he did was just tell you to plug your dongle in and a list of games that work automatically. So that's really what he did. But use voice in Fortnite, voice chat, stream and chat on Switch, Elgato, how to stream. Oh Lord, all this extra shit you got to do. Native voice chat on Nintendo Switch. Finally. Oh God. Commercials, right?
Which is great, but let's face it, voice chat completely sucks on the system, and that's due to the fact that Nintendo always tries to make you use their Nintendo Switch online app right on your phone, and all that does is drain your battery, and heck, no one even uses that app anymore anyways. Well, today I want to show you guys a list of games where you don't need to use the stupid app. You can just plug in a headset and you're off and chatting with your friends.
He gonna give you a list of games too, so it's a hassle. That's one thing. But basically, Nintendo's living in the era they came out. They're so old, they still live back then. So it goes back to my earlier stories about, hey, you ever pick up shit with your hand in the off the ground? Nintendo's still trying to pick up shit off the ground with their hand instead of using a vacuum cleaner. That's what's really wrong with Nintendo. That's the biggest problem. They need to, whereas they used to be the most radical company, nah, they don't. Hey, play it safe ain't the name of the game. They play it too safe. They got 3 sets of training wheels over there, fam. They built the. Hey, Nintendo's built to not fail now. That's what they do. They pretty much take it easy. It's like, hey man, you don't need to fail here. This is what we gotta do, right? So, but moving on. Let me see. So, why Nintendo Wii Game Company? I just told you about. SSD prices. Let's look that up. Let's look at how much is the SSD. And we can do that real time. Is an SSD. What SSD to buy in the fastest possible? 5 months later, how much longer? Well, okay, well, prices, people. Prices. Nobody wants. See, I noticed that when I made my other video about PlayStation 5 too. When I made my PlayStation about the NVMe SSD still isn't worth it. I noticed that nobody really outright talks about the price of an SSD. That's what I noticed. And nobody still does. So what you got to do? Go to Amazon. That's the simplest way. All right. So SSD, NVMe. Let's go to M.2 SSD. So here's a 1 terabyte. Let's go back to the big screen. Here's a 1 terabyte for $134. So basically, low end, you pay in the hundreds. Here's one for 500 gigabytes. I don't know who's getting 500 gigabytes, but if that's you, boom, $49. That's about the most affordable one. But guess what? As it pertains to the PlayStation 5, you ain't putting this bad boy in there. You're not putting there. So let's see speeds. Let's go 5,000 MB, 4,000. Oh, I think it's 5,000 for them. 5,000. Oh God. MBPs, I believe. These are 3,500 MB, $74. So you got to match speed with the one the PlayStation is suggesting. And I know that the speed is high, so here's one for speeds of up to 7,000 MB, but only a 500 gigabyte at $149. So you get this, but you only get 500 gigabytes. But I can assure you, the high ones gonna cost you some money. Play. Hey, let's look at this one. This is a 1 terabyte, $179. 2 terabyte, which is probably to me gonna be ideal. If you get it, you probably will get a 2 terabyte, $359. So that's almost the price of a PlayStation system itself. Correct me if I'm wrong. At MSRP, I think the digital costs what, $299? Well, that's more than it. $299, $399, $399. So you're only a few dollars off. 4 terabyte. This is why most people don't make. I don't say this is why, but people don't talk about it. The pricing of these things. This thing is $900, bro. For 4 terabytes on an SSD, and that's just the price. That was all. They were more than that before all this stuff came out. They were more than that because I bought mine pre PlayStation 5 and Xbox. So this bad boy for 4 terabytes is more than the system. So you'd be hard pressed. You'd be buying SSD that costs more than the system it's in. It's crazy. So SSD prices, crazy. Switch OLED. Closer look. Let's take a closer look at the Switch OLED because that is something I wanted to do. Let's see what the most the up to date news on the Switch OLED. See what the most up to date news is. All right, so this is 2 months. This is 2 months. This is 2 weeks ago. What happened to the Nintendo Switch OLED? I don't know this guy, but hey, it's always good to see somebody new. So let's give him a chance. Let's see what he has to say. So this is 2 weeks ago about the Nintendo Switch OLED. Let's find out together. Oh God, not again. Thank goodness. Oh my goodness, commercials. Should I get an ad?
Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Whew, this week is jam-packed with new games, but today's episode is interesting for other reasons, and I'm very curious to see how all of you are going to react. All right, we got new Nintendo Switch news, including a Mario surprise. We've got Monkey Ball continuing to monkey around. A new Switch game is confirmed, dated, and priced. But most importantly, Nintendo Switch OLED is missing, and we need to discuss what is going on. What is going on, guys and girls? It's Zach from Switchverse. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Make sure to smash that like button and let me know in the comments down below what you think about today's stories, especially the Switch OLED one. Let's kick it off with some Switch news bites, and this one ends up being a pretty big deal because it taps into my youth. Remember yesterday's story on the question block that appeared via Lego social media? Well, they've popped the question, and no, I'm not getting married, but I might get married to this new Lego product, which is a Mario 64 4-level fiasco. And I only call it a fiasco because I feel like I'm gonna have to buy it. This taps back into when I was 7 years old and just loving life, loving games, and loving Super Mario 64. And they've introduced a $170 7-inch block that features 4 levels from the game. It brings in Mario, Princess Peach. It brings in a little love from Peach's Castle, Bomb Battlefield, Cool Mountain, and Lethal Lava Trouble. They pop out of the box, and it just looks...
Bro, what OLED?
Later. Important discussion to have together, and I really want to know.
I didn't think he...
Get ready, but the Nintendo Switch OLED
Here we go.
is out in less than a month.
Really?
October 8th, a really exciting game launches, Metroid Dread, and Nintendo and fans have talked about it many times, myself included. But something else comes out on October 8th, and that's the Nintendo Switch OLED. The new console from Nintendo that ups the price, increases the screen size, and brightens the colors. But it doesn't do a ton better. And it's currently MIA, and it seems to be fading fast because I don't hear anyone talking about launch, and it's in like 3.5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Pre-orders have been popping back up at many retailers in the UK and the US.
Thought it was just me.
The scalping price on eBay has shot way down. I mean, back in July, they skyrocketed to $650, sometimes even more, and now you can grab one on eBay for around $475, which is still an increase. It's still a price hike, but it's far less than before, nearly $200 drop. It seems like this system just isn't generating the buzz that Nintendo's big 2021 reveal should really warrant. But
maybe because it's that much better.
Question, should it warrant the buzz? Did they make a big mistake? I remember back when the Switch Lite launched a few years ago that there was considerable excitement for that system. Leading up to its release on September 20th, 2019, a lot of really positive previews came out, and people were pumped to see the Switch getting more ergonomic form factor and get shrunk down to be more like a DS or a 3DS. I even went out to New York and played freaking Switch Lite on the same building where Spider-Man flew around in the original Tobey Maguire movies. It was an exciting event, and seeing the Switch in a new form factor for the first time was a big moment. This time around though, the form factor really isn't any different. Even though the bezel has been boofed and the screen size has been increased, the system itself has only changed by 0.1 inches. I think the biggest addition is a much better kickstand. But does a much better kickstand really need a $50 more expensive whole new system? And yes, the colors are more vibrant and the screen is better, but it doesn't change anything that happens once you dock it to the TV. Oh, and the dock looks a little different. They added a LAN port, but a LAN port in 2021? I mean, I think if you consider Nintendo's iterations in the past, they were taking something very imperfect and perfecting it. If you look at the original DS, that thing was a chunky chunker. It was a clunker by all accounts, and then they beautified it with the DS Lite. I mean, they did similar things as they improved upon the 3DS, the Game Boy Advance, and some may even say that the Switch Lite is the best way to play Nintendo Switch portably. Oddly, the Switch OLED once again focuses on portable play, but it's much more expensive. There's a $150 price difference between the Switch Lite and the Switch OLED. So if you're someone that just wants to play on the go, why would you ever go up that much money? I also want to attribute some of this to Nintendo themselves. I mean, look how much they've advertised the Switch OLED. Do you even know what games look like on the Switch OLED? I mean, I understand it's
That's
hard
why I'm
to
watching
show
this
a
video.
comparative difference between what Breath of the Wild looks like on the OG Switch and what it looks like on the Switch OLED, but like Nintendo is not promoting this really at all. We saw the initial trailer and there were some few very dark and mysterious previews with no screenshots or imagery or videos, and then it's been radio silent. I mean, we have like 6 Metroid Dread reports and we have 0 Switch OLED reports. It's like they aren't even sure how to market or showcase this system, and it's out in 3.5 weeks. We haven't seen hardly any of it. Now, maybe they will decide to bring it back out at the supposed September Direct. That would be the perfect time, and like they better do it if they want to get people excited again.
All right, so that's enough of that. I want to watch this whole video. But I can say that the Nintendo Switch OLED, everything they're doing is kind of, it's just archaic. Nintendo really got to step up their efforts, man. At least where I'm concerned, they got to step up their efforts. So that's my take on Nintendo. It's been like Nintendo heavy centric so-called stream. Didn't mind talking about it, but that's why I can't talk about Nintendo all the time, because there's not really much that interests me about them. Let me see. I had a lot of them to play tonight. The future of console gaming looks bleak. It does. And that's coupled with the shortages that still persist. Also, the gaming ideas are dry. Any new IPs that look good probably ain't coming out till, at best, early next year. You know, about February time frame, maybe. Halo Infinite, I guess, supposed to come out, but that's not a new IP, right? Gaming ideas, and that's the bad thing about doing gaming. If you're not really creative, when news dies, when new games don't come out, you kind of left with like, what do I do now? And that's when you have to get creative and go back and maybe write a essay on your favorite game or something. Do something different. Let me see. New consoles have no must-have games for the next year. I pretty much just said that. So basically, to put it in short, console gaming is pretty dry right now. Gaming in general, to be honest. I mean, I'm not trying to put PC up in this particular instance. I'm not. The gaming in general is just pretty dry. We're not getting anything new. And I said this in somebody else's stream. Really, when you get a new game, it's really just a rehash of an old game. You know what I mean? And that you expect that from a sequel, but from other games, you know, like Kirby's, that Kirby game, open world. Oh no, Kirby don't went open world. I guess the only thing come to mind is what took him so fucking long, because everybody else done it, right? So Kirby in open world, nothing really new. It's probably Legend of Zelda with Kirby mechanics. So moving on. But for me, I once upon a time I thought to myself, you know what? I might just buy the new consoles when they go down in price, but not really. I'm gonna say if you own a PC, a good enough one, like maybe you got a 2080 graphics card, there is no need to get an Xbox at all, fam. None, fam. It's not. I don't say it's not fucking with it, but it's probably on par. If you got it, might as well keep that and go get the Xbox app on PC. That's what Xbox wants you to do anyway. Xbox really is pushing boxes to people who like consoles. Their MO is to get their shit everywhere, which is the cloud, right? Which is a good idea. PlayStation need to get on that. Slowly but surely, I think they are, but they really need to get on that. The digital age is a scary thing because you don't own anything anymore, bro. It's the convenience. We trade convenience in for control. They have control over everything now. They really do, whether you know it or not. So that's shortening the stick on that. What else we got? So tomorrow, I don't know if I will be streaming. I really don't, because I'm supposed to be heading out of here. I gotta go to Miami tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna have to head out of here about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So to stream, I'd have to do it early in the morning. I don't know. If I feel like it in the morning, I'll do a stream in the morning, but don't expect to stream tomorrow night at all. But there is a video coming out tonight. I believe I got scheduled for the night that we did on the stream yesterday, right? Let's go back to my channel and check. So if you don't mind, take a gander at that video tonight. Apex Kills is basically what it is. You can get, and there's some funny stuff in there. I put in there. We had a preview last night of the video. Get exclusive look. Yeah, it's coming out tonight at 8 p.m. So take a look at that. And if it fancies you to go and look back at streams, hey, check out my old streams too. I also had another video that dropped this week. PlayStation 2 remakes, Heavenly Sword. Excuse me, that's gonna be a series I'm doing, and it's games that I would like to see remade for. It could be PS5, but ultimately I want to see it on the PC. But the message behind it really is PlayStation, remake these games. Now, in the particular case of Heavenly Sword, like I said in that video, you probably won't get a remake of that because Ninja Theory is owned by Xbox now, so PlayStation would. I don't know if PlayStation even owns it or what's going on, but even if they do, now they probably got to license it out to somebody else for remaking. That game's probably low on the totem pole. But point still is to educate and tell people about a game that was great back then. That would be good for remake now. And that's the series I'm doing now. I'm really puzzled as to what to do next because I haven't thought about it. I got other videos and I'm trying to take videos one day at a time. I used to plot videos way at a time. Now as it pertains to making them, one day at a time. One video at a time, I should say. So the video I'm concentrating on is the video I'm making into the next video. And that's what's probably been hindering me with SFC Spectacular. I've been concentrating on making videos here because it's a lot easier to format and put out a video here. And a lot less pressure. On that channel, it's like, wow, man, I gotta go all in. It's send to the next level to get that channel popping. And that's my goal. And if I could do that, great. If not, hey man, I tried, right? I really gave it my all to pump it up. So if you get a chance, pass by SFC Spectacular. Check it out. Tell me what you think. You know, whether it be there in the comments or on Instagram or something. Hey, catch up with me, tell me how it is. All right. Let's see what else we got on the docket. Yeah, I discussed all that. So yeah. So going back over there, I normally stream Thursday. I don't want to keep saying Wednesday. Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, right? That's what I normally stream. Wednesdays, Thursdays, I keep saying Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Why I keep saying Wednesday? I don't know why but I don't stream Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now, morning time, I do the game and so spectacular. I use Spectacular, old school morning show. If you want to catch that, I don't schedule that one. It's like if I feel like it's gonna be a good morning, then I do that show. Or I have time, I'm not caught up with something, I'm not busy that morning, then I'll give you a morning show. I don't do the morning show as often as I'd like to because I'm busy. I can't put it this way. I gotta find a balance between streaming and making the regular videos. Because if I don't, you won't get the regular videos. Streaming is a high priority for me, but I like making those videos and I like putting them out and seeing the response, and they've been good so far. So I'm gonna keep making those videos. That's my first priority. Also, I got some shorts still lined up for here, so keep your eye out for that. All right. All right. I started the stream late, so let me do something real quick. I want to go over to, because usually leave time for people to come and ask me questions, but guess what? Right now, live, there's nobody here. At least not that I know of. There's nobody here. It's just me, which is okay. You know, I'm starting to find the opposite on YouTube. Some days I'm hitting on the stream, like people come through and it's good. And the other day, like Saturday. Saturday is a real good game. Right, a real good day because I'm playing video games and a lot of people come through then. So I don't know. Maybe more people will come to see me play the video game than listen to me talk just yet. So I don't know. I'm always studying things, like I said, to see how things change. And I've been studying the numbers on this page, and a lot of stuff that I learned has been working. Thumbnails far and above have improved the page. Quality in video that I make now is better, meaning I've edited them more. But now I need to get to another point. You know, it's just not enough to just, okay, well, I gotta keep sending, gotta keep getting better. So now the story, the presentation, everything. That's why I answered the question tonight in that poll. Hey, when watching a video, what keeps you invested? And right now, it looks at it, the story or the main idea of the video is more important than the editing and presentation. But then again, only 4 people voted. So, yeah. Shame that you can't keep the poll up, though. And I don't have a community tab yet here. I think you gotta get 500 followers to get a community tab. I do have a discussion tab, but your boy ain't used it. Your boy ain't used it in a while. Discussion tab, nobody come over this bitch. But soon, I mean, hopefully we get to 500 subscribers here, and we can get ourselves a nice little community tab. And we can do some things on the community tab. You know, it's all good. Everybody can't have everything. I meant to pull up my Steam. Put up Steam real quick. We're not playing a game, but I just want to see something because I got to get out of here tonight too. I can't go like 3 hours tonight because I gotta. My wife said we going on a dinner date because she go out of town tomorrow. She want to spend time, so hey, let's do that, girl. Yeah, I hope I get to go to steakhouse. If I get to go to Epic Steakhouse, this boy eating good tonight, boy. That out here steakhouse, yeah, dog. Get my favorite drink out of that bit too. Oh, because if you didn't know, Steam got a sale right now. We're looking at the Steam sale right now. Steam has a sale every week. Just about. Not really. You know what I like about Steam games? When a game goes on sale, it be on sale for most of them be on sale for 2-3 weeks. They just be sitting there. You just gotta go deep into the page, look for them. Like look at this. If I like Detroit Become Human, I probably would invest $19 in it, but those type of games lost my interest a long time ago. It's like, why don't we have made in the game? And I mean doing actual made shit. I'd be the maid in the game if I could do some. Well, the maid breaks out of and does action, martial arts, and oh shit, okay, whatever. Oh shit, they got Neo 2 on. I didn't know Neo 2 was on PC. I didn't know that. Probably came out as soon as it came out on PlayStation. Fall Guys. I'm so on the fence about Fall Guys because that game seems to be going downhill right now. But it is still a good party game. It is a good party game. $10. I don't know, matey. $10. I don't know, matey. I don't know, bro. Oh, wow. Look at this. Fall Guy all in bundle. Wow. Yeah. You gotta buy shit. But yeah, you can get the Ultimate Knockout for $10. I don't know. Who plays this? Who is this? Bakame? Oh, okay. I know who that is. Oh, I wish Spaghetti was here. I'd ask him if Loki was on Steam, but he probably not. I need some more Steam people, man. I usually like end up making like people get on my Steam friend list and then they'll never play with me. So I had a rotating list of people. So right now I got 3 people. I used to have like 6, and then my thing is why am I gonna keep you on the list if I never play with you? That's my thing. Yeah, it's just me. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I reached my time limit. It's been a nice night. Been a nice, easy night too. I think too rough. Talked about some good stuff. We talked about Nintendo. We talked about the video game industry as a whole. We talked to some people in the audience, the chat. So I think we had a good time, man. But I'm gonna get out of here the right way. Like I said, tomorrow there will be a new video. Tonight, in about an hour, there'll be a new video out. So make sure you catch that. I will put up a new short probably next week, and I'm devising another video for next week here. I'm really lost on this SFC Spectacular video, but I'm pretty sure I'll get it together, and I'll have that video out sometime in October, probably the 1st, 2nd, hopefully. I'll have it out, right? But until then, guys, hey, look, I'm gonna get out of here. Remember, If you can't be good at it. I will catch you in the next one. Don't be afraid to drop some comments and some likes. Watch some videos, man. All right. Yeah, guys. I'm out of here, guys. Take care of yourselves. Peace. What's good, spectacular soldiers? If you're like me, you're upset that video's over. Fear not. Check out the videos listed below. Still bored? Then check out my other YouTube channel, Gaming So Spectacular. We require more content, I hear you exclaim. Well, then take a trip over to my Instagram, Twitter, or Twitch, where I stream weekdays. And luckily for you, the name is the same everywhere. Until next time, spectacular soldiers, if you can't be good at it. Peace.